two young men, two almost identical goodbye letters to the people they loved. 1 week apart, one of them lived to be an old man. The other had 7 days left. This is the one who lived. Letters of America Archive, Episode 6. This is a soldier named Watson Squire, writing to his mother from Parkville, Maryland on August 7, 1861. He is 23 years old. 11 weeks earlier, he had been a school teacher. He had graduated from Wesleyan University and taken a post as principal of a small institute in New York. Then Fort Sumter fell, and Lincoln called for volunteers, and Watson Squire put down the chalk and enlisted. A first lieutenant in Company F of the 19th New York Volunteer Infantry mustered in at Elmira in the spring. By August, his regiment was strung along the upper Potomac. Watching the river, across the water were Confederate pickets, and the firing came almost daily near Point of Rocks, near Conrad's Ferry, wherever the two sides could see each other. It was not a battle. It was the slow, nervous, dangerous work of scouting a border that had not yet decided how much blood it would cost. And on the night of August the 7th, Watson Squire was ordered out into it. So he did what tens of thousands of young men in this war would do on tens of thousands of nights. He sat down with whatever light he had, and he wrote to his mother. The letter you write when you're not sure you will be there to write the next one. It is very short. He was in a hurry. Parkville, Maryland, August 7th, 1861. Dear Mother, I am going on a dangerous scouting excursion tonight. I have not tried as hard as I ought to be good, yet I trust in God. I mean to do my duty. Goodbye. Do not borrow unnecessary trouble about me. Should any accident occur to us, you will learn of it immediately. I hope your prayers for me are not in vain. Rest assured, my death shall not be that of a wicked coward, but that of a God-fearing patriot. If I am to perish in the cause, do not be uneasy. The expedition may be bloodless. Love to all. Adieu, Watson. Read it again in your head, the middle of it. I have not tried as hard as I ought to be good. That is not a hero talking. That is a 23-year-old alone with the thought that he might die tonight, and the first thing that comes to him is not glory. It is a small, honest confession that he has not been quite good enough. He is a boy, steadying himself by being harder on himself than the moment requires. And then the line he wants his mother to keep if the worst comes, that his death, if it comes, will not be the death of a coward. That is the fear underneath the whole letter, not dying, but dying badly, being afraid where others could see. The expedition may be bloodless. For Watson Squire, it was. He went out that night, and he came back. And here is where his story stops being like most of the others, because Watson Squire did not just survive that night. He survived everything. His first enlistment ran out that same year, and he mustered out. But when the Army needed more men, he went back, and this time he went deep into the war. He organized his own company, the 7th Independent Company of Ohio Sharpshooters, and took a captain's commission. With them he saw the hard fighting the upper Potomac had only threatened. Chickamauga, Missionary Ridge, Resaca, Nashville. He became a judge advocate, the Army's lawyer, trying courts-martial for the whole district of Tennessee. He was discharged a captain in 1865 and brevetted in the end all the way up to colonel. And then the century simply opened for him. He married Ida Remington, daughter of Philo Remington of the Arms and Rifle Company, and ran the Remington Works for over a decade. He went west to a raw young town on Puget Sound called Seattle. He built companies, and in 1884, President Chester Arthur made him governor of Washington Territory. When Washington became a state, its people sent him to Washington, D.C. as one of their first 2 United States senators. He served 8 years in the Senate of the country he had once expected to die for on a scouting road in Maryland at 23. He died in 1926, an old man in Seattle, in his bed. Most of the men who wrote letters like this one never found out whether they were wrong about their own deaths. The letter was the last word, and the war kept it. Watson Squire was one of the few who lived long enough to be wrong, to become an old man, a senator, a grandfather, and to have that frightened, honest little note from a boy on the Potomac survive him by 100 years, sitting in an archive still saying, "The expedition may be bloodless." Next week, we read a letter almost exactly like this one. Same fear, same steadying words, same goodbye, written just in case, by a man named Sullivan Ballou. 1 week before the first battle of Bull Run, he did not come back. Letters of America Archive, primary source history, read aloud. Every word of Watson Squire's letter is his own, transcribed from the original in the University of Washington's archive. Nothing added. This is the Letters of America Archive, and it is kept alive one voice at a time, by the people who choose to be part of it. If Watson Squire's voice meant something to you, do 3 small things. Subscribe, so the next letter finds you. Follow along on Facebook and wherever you listen. And if you want to help this work continue, the sourcing, the reading, the keeping, you can support us on Patreon. Every bit of it goes back into the next voice we bring out of the dark. And tell me, whose voice from this war would you want to hear read aloud next? I build this list one name at a time, and the names come from you. Thank you for sitting with us.